Your weekend enkulu, not only because we are on your screens and it is 4:30 on the dot, but because our very own Springboks are in France ready to defend their engravement on the Web Ellis Cup. Igama lami ngumhlonto Muhlekelepa inzwakazi yasemampondomiseni, and I cannot wait to unpack what we have in store for you today. On that note, Yikomtifoka! Kaho, how's your week been?
My week has been amazing. Buhle, how has your week been?
It has been absolutely exhilarating. I'm so excited.
That's good. I'm Shani Dimalang Tavela, Kalivita Kinakaho, Wamawunda, and I am so excited for you guys to see Horilutara in this week. Buhle, are you excited for today's episode?
Absolutely, let's do it.
I think our viewers are just as excited as we are, so let's get straight into this week's headlines.
Today, we check out what Mother Earth has in store for us in KwaZulu-Natal.
We observe World Literacy Day with our favorite storytellers from Nalibali.
Young game carding enthusiasts battle it out over a Pokemon tournament. These and many more stories in our bulletin to follow, and you don't want to miss it.
How can I without something getting us talking? So I like seni maungu lama fama kwe mahleni South Africa.
Xasijonga ezikuvimba weziza lapha ekhaya siqala eNtshona Koloni bajulwe ngaphaya kwezitixo abantwana abaneminyaka ephakathi kwelishumi ukuya kwelishumi elinesibini abafunyanwe belwisa izinja kwisixeko saseKapa eGrassy Park. Enye kwezi zinja zimbini kuye kwenyenzeleka ukuba ibulawe ngenxa yokonzakala kwayo ngelixa enye isephantsi kweliso elibukhali loogqirha bezilwanyana. KwaZulu-Natal, umsitho wentombi nto waziwa ngokuba ngumkhosi womhlanga obanjwa minyaka le uza kusingathwa ngale mpelaveki siya kuyo. Iintombi ke mbukeli sibhiyozela ubuntombi bazo kanye ngeli xesha eliphondo lijongene nenani eliphezulu lokukhulelwa kolutsha. Umkhosi womhlanga wenzeka qho ngenyanga yomsintsi kwibhodwe lasebukhosini enyokeni kwaNongoma. Kulindeleke ukuba itsala amawakawaka entombi eziphuma kwiphondo liphela nangaphaya kwemida. Siqwelezi zalapha ekhaya ngezombhoxo njengokuba indebe yehlabathi yombhoxo iqalisa namhlanje abemi beli bathe ntsho bajonge impumelelo yeqela lesizwe lombhoxo iSpringboks. Uyakhumbula kaloku mbukeli ukuba eli qela linemvelaphi yempumelelo yobuntshatsheli ngo-2019 ngoko ke liza kukhusela indebe yehlabathi kulo nyaka. IBoks ziza kudlala umdlalo wazo wokuqala neSkotlani ngecawe. Siyinkqubo-ndaba iKNR sibanqunelela impumelelo.
Njengesiqhelo salapha ekhaya, masikhe siye emazweni siyokubona ukuba kuqhubeka ntoni.
Tšeo di tšerego šedi mo bekeng ye re thoma go la India. Restaurante yeo e lego bogareng bja toropo ya Indore ya India e gatišitše lenanego la yona la dijo ka Braille bakeng sa bareki ba yona ba difofu goba bao ba sa bonego gabotse e le gore ba kgone go latswa bophelo le go godiša maikwelo a go ikemela. Menu ya Braille ile ya thoma ka lefelo la go jela leo le bitšwago Guru Kripa. Modula situlo wa sehlopha sa Young Indians o boletše gore ba boledišana le di-restaurante tše dintši go hlola mafelo a mantši go hlokomela bareki ba phelago ka go sa bone. Ge re lahlela mahlo go la England, meago e mengwe e magolo ya dikolo kwa England e ka ba e phuhlama ebile e sa šireletšega. Tona ya thuto ya Britannia e boletše ka mošupologo ka morago ga gore balaodi ba laele dikolo tše magolo gore di tswalele meago ka ge e sa bolokega. Mogedi re tswalela ka tšeo di kgahlišago ka motse wa ka Congo, lefelo le lennyane la go rekhota ka ntle ga motse mošate wa Congo Kinshasa le fetogile lefelo le le šireletšegilego bakeng sa baswa ba mahlalagadi bao ba senago magae a go repha le go opela ka bophelo bja bona. Mantšu a go bolela ka tšhomišo mpe ya thobalano, bohodu le go thulana le maphodisa a utulla mathata ao a lebanego le bana le baswa ka bophara. Aowa mmogedi, tše ke go swaretšego tšona go rep ya rena.
Spring is when people with green fingers get dirty. Recently, over 1,500 learners gathered at the KZN Botanical Gardens at the 9th Annual Happy Earth Festival, which took place in Pietermaritzburg. Emiabonako promotes environmental awareness and education amongst Banaba Skolo by providing them nature-based lessons. Focus Yabona was to create an engaging and interactive learning environment that would leave a lasting impact on the participating students. Of course, later KNR ekasimisi any event that is meant to help children thrive. Take a look.
Pietermaritzburg Botanical Gardens went abuzz recently as learners invaded it, all in the name of Mother Earth. This was at the 9th Annual Happy Earth Festival, which saw various schools in attendance. In the quest to be responsible citizens, the Department of Environmental Affairs organized this event to impart that responsibility while cultivating it from a young age in school-going learners. Nature was indeed the order of the day, and this is what the learners had to say about the event.
I've learned a lot about the environment and how to take care of our animals so that the future generation can see what an elephant or an amphibian looks like and how to take care of our trees and give the nature the respect it deserves.
Namhlanje ngifunde ngobuhle bemvelo ukuthi we mustn't litter, we must protect our animals. Sifunde nangama turtles nangama safunda ne storytelling, masitshala storytelling. Safunda nangama turtles nenyoka noshaka ukuthi they eat their children.
I learned that what is biodiversity, and I also learned that caring for nature is important.
The teacher accompanying children also emphasized the importance of this day.
Mother Earth, so people they should take care of imvelo benze okuright baphume kuloko wrong ukuze siphile kahle.
The representative of the Department of Environmental Affairs and organizer of the event spoke on how much events such as these are crucial to educate children about Mother Nature and why that should be recurring.
The main aim is to educate ingane, in fact bring them with nature at a very young age, so that by the time they understand the importance of nature conservation, biodiversity conservation, because they need to take and make informed decisions about anything that's concerning the environment.
It definitely was an exciting time for children to be in the midst of Mother Nature. We hope just like them, you too at home are now more aware of nature and how we should take care of it.
You know, Kaho, I am so excited. Like I said earlier on, weekend in Kulu, because the Boks are playing in France over the weekend. Where will you be watching?
I'll be watching at home with my family. Where will you be watching?
I will be either at a fan park or at home, but one thing I know is that I have to watch our champs play in our green and gold. Let's quickly go to an ad break. Don't go anywhere. Siyabuya ngoku.
Welcome back to all our SABC 2, SABC Plus and DTT viewers. Then you will love this next story. At this point, once a soccer player, now a world-renowned soccer coach, or one time the importance of giving back. VKE, Nedbank and the Sports Trust remembered to the official opening of the Pitso Musimane multi-purpose sports court go Lufente Girls High School ko Soweto. I lang say.
Soweto was beaming with pride this week as one of its international hero, Pitso Musimane, inaugurated the Pitso Musimane multi-purpose sports court at Lufente Girls High School in Orlando. The official handover was conducted by half of the National Cup and season winners Orlando Pirates FC. This groundbreaking project was made possible thanks for funding from different stakeholders. This partnership embodies a joint commitment to sport development, talent identification and community empowerment in South Africa. According to Minister of Sports, Art and Culture Zizi Kodwa, this initiative in schools will not only help to develop the next generation of athletes, but will also keep youth physically active.
The development of sport must not only happen in urban areas, because if you talk about talent identification, it must also come to areas such as Soweto. It must come to areas where we found the Prumzamaweni of netball. Comes from a rural area of Ekala with no facility. So part of access to sport and mass participation is to bring facilities in these areas.
Rosetta Musokung, principal of Lofenze High School, said the Sports Trust will make a huge difference in their schools.
All kids are going to be involved in different sporting codes. So I'm grateful for everything. I really appreciate this from Nedbank and Orlando Pirates. I'm very much happy for them to choose our school.
The learners couldn't conceal their excitement as they entered the courtyard, appreciating the fact that they had a place they could freely play in.
Like, we feel very appreciated. They noticed us as girls, because as girls we're not noticed most of the time playing soccer, but there is Banyana, the most wonderful team. We also want to be in Banyana Junior, also want to be successful in life.
We hope this initiative will go a long way in building future leaders in the sports industry, and it is a good way to show how one can give back to their community. Motsui Yanigiven, SABC News, Orlando in Soweto.
The Pokemon World Championship is an invite-only sports event organized by Play Pokemon. It is held annually and features games from the Pokemon series, such as the Pokemon trading card game. A tournament was held in Fourways, Johannesburg, where different people of all ages got a chance to participate in this fast-growing sport. Our presenter, Bonolo the Body B, was part of the action. Let's check out what happened.
Hi guys, it's B. It's Team Athlete D at the Bunny B 1 here at Poke Depot. So let's see what Pokemon fans and Pokemon lovers are up to. If you want to see more, join me.
Pokemon is a Japanese media franchise consisting of video games, an animated series, and a trading card game, and that's exactly why we are here today. All Pokemon lovers are gathered here today to take part in a competitive, friendly tournament. The Pokemon trading card game is a strategy-based game that is usually played on a designated playmat or digitally. Two players, assuming the role of a Pokemon and a trainer, use their Pokemons to battle one another.
I really like the Pokemon card. I also see them a lot on videos, and I also watch it, and it's like a cool anime.
I just like looking at the cards and collecting them. I'm just hoping to get like 1 or 2 cards evaluated here, maybe buy 1 or 2 packs and open them.
It's my first time here, so yeah, it's super cool. I love Pokemon. And because it's like a fantasy thing that makes you imagine your own characters and things.
Believe it or not, this product has since been estimated to be the world's highest selling media franchise.
Pokemon is a brand that's been around for close to 3 decades. The card game specifically has been here for 27 years. And today we just see people of all ages, you know, from 5 up to 50, sitting down, playing against each other and having a great time. You can play in a national championship, there's even a world championship. So that's what's great about the game. If you want to play casually just with your friends at home, maybe around the kitchen table, you can do that. Or if you want to play in a more competitive setting against strangers or friends, you can come to the store and do it. And actually you can even go abroad and compete in the world championship.
The franchise has over 1,020 fictional species of collectible monsters, each having unique designs, skills, and powers. So we are interested in knowing who is your favorite character from the Pokemon series.
Pikachu, because she's a very cute Pokemon.
Pikachu. Pikachu.
Charizard. I'm breathing fire.
Fire! It's Charizard, as he's one of the strongest.
It's Lucario since in one of the episodes they had to go through some kind of trauma to actually help the Pokemon.
This is Philip, and he strongly believes that strategic games can help kids with their education.
For the trading card game specifically, there's a lot of math elements that help kids with that. It's also a lot of forward planning. They need to build their deck, they need to strategize, it helps build their memory. They need to remember which cards have I played, which cards are still in my deck that can come out and win the game for me. So there's a lot of planning, forward thinking, math elements that's really valuable for younger players.
That was fun, and you guys can see how people really do love and enjoy Pokemon. And I'm thinking of trying it. So, but for now, from Miss B, Miss Team Athlete, at the Bunny Bon, it's goodbye. Back to you in the studio.
Wena, tsamu fitla remote before batswadi ba ibona. Ba tlo nako tšhentšha, na re nako gore ba tšhentšhe. Ska wara mara, we'll be right back.
Welcome back. As we mentioned earlier in the bulletin, today is International Literacy Day, and this year's theme is promoting literacy for a world in transition, building the foundation for sustainable and peaceful societies. As part of our mission to get children reading, together with Nalibali, we have the following story for you. The animals have a secret. Let's take a moment to get to hear our story.
Once upon a time, there was a boy named Tsecho. Tsecho was very curious and just a little bit mischievous. He loved to explore the world and he asked tons of questions. Mom, can animals hear what we say? Mom, can animals speak? Mom, why don't animals ever respond? He went on and on and on until his mom told him to go play outside. When Tsecho went outside, he sat next to his cat Frisky. He looked at Frisky and Frisky looked back. But it looked as if Frisky had something to say.
I wish I could talk to you and that you could talk to me too, Frisky, said Tsecho. But Frisky just meowed and turned his back on Tsecho. Tsecho gave a big sigh. He wondered what it would be like if animals could talk. Then instead of dogs barking, cats meowing, and birds chirping, they'll be able to talk and say exactly what they wanted. Tsecho chuckled at thought and knew that this would never happen. Tsecho got such a fright when he heard his name, but it was just Mom standing at the door. She was wearing her colorful outdoor hat. Then Tsecho remembered that they were going camping.
Tsecho, have you packed everything you need? Mom asked. Yes, I finished packing last night, Tsecho smiled. Then let's go, said his mom. I can see that your dad is loading the last things into the car. Tsecho knew that camping would be fun. He was curious to find out all about the animals that lived around the campsite. The family got into the car, and as they drove along, Tsecho counted down the minutes until they arrived at the campsite. The campsite was beautiful. It was surrounded by trees, and Tsecho could not wait to explore this new place.
Dad, can I go collect some sticks for the campfire while you set up the tent? That's a good idea, Tsecho, but don't go too far. I don't want you getting lost amongst all the trees. Okay, shouted Tsecho as he ran off to find some sticks. But because Tsecho was so curious and a little bit mischievous, he wandered deeper and deeper into the forest without even realizing it. He looked under the leaves, behind the rocks, and up at the trees to see all the animals that lived there. Once Tsecho had collected a big pile of sticks, he looked around and realized he was lost.
By now, all the trees looked the same, and Tsecho was certain that he was not going to get back to the campsite. Soon it became very dark, and there was no moon in sight. Poor Tsecho sat down, pulled his knees across his chest, and began to cry. He cried and cried. Then suddenly he heard a voice. Two voices, actually. When he looked up, he saw a beautiful horse and an owl with big round eyes. What's the matter? Why are you crying, young man? The owl asked.
Tsecho could not believe his ears. Had the owl really just spoken to him? You can talk, Tsecho stammered. The owl chuckled. Of course you can talk. Now please tell us, why are you out here all alone in the dark? I got lost while collecting sticks for a campfire, said Tsecho. You must be starving, said the horse. Tsecho's stomach growled in agreement. Wait till I'll fetch you something to eat. At that, the horse trotted off. The owl stayed and kept Tsecho company. The horse returned carrying a branch with big red apples. Tseho hungrily munched 2 apples and then felt much better.
Now, I think I saw your parents that way, said the horse. Come, ride on my back and I'll take you to them. Tseho climbed onto the horse's back and the owl flew up onto his shoulder. Together, they set off through the trees. Soon, they arrived at the campsite. Tseho jumped off the horse's back and thanked both animals for their help. Will I ever see you again, he asked. Maybe, said the owl. And with that, both animals disappeared back into the trees. Mom! Dad! Tseho shouted as he ran to give them a big hug. Tseho's parents looked worried. I'm sorry I was gone for so long, but I got lost. Luckily, a beautiful horse and a kind owl brought me back to you. Did you know that animals could talk?
Tseho could not stop talking. His mom and dad were so happy to see him that they just smiled at each other and gave Tseho another hug. A few days later, it was time to go home. As soon as they arrived, Tseho ran to find Frisky. Hello, Frisky. Did you miss me? Tseho asked. Frisky stretched and gave a soft meow. I know your secret, Frisky, and when you are ready, you can talk to me. Frisky rubbed his head against Tseho's arm and then crawled into his lap. And Tseho knew that Frisky understood every word he said.
Do you think animals understand us when we speak to them? Choose any animal. Now write down 2 questions you would ask it if it could talk. Would love to hear your answers. Share them with us on Facebook at Nali Valley SA. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for joining us. Join us again next week, same place, same time. Let's go catch the repeat tomorrow morning at 6:30 on Momo SABC 2, where you belong. Don't also forget to talk to us on our social media platforms at Kids Newsroom on Instagram and Twitter, and SABC Kids on Kids News on Facebook. We'll see you guys next week. From me, it's goodbye. Bushe, take it away.
Thank you so much, Kaho. Remember to wave your flags up high, wear your green and gold, and support the Springboks. Mna nawe siyakudibana ngexesha elizayo. Bye.